Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is HeroQuest, and today we are looking at pictures of HeroQuest miniatures that you have painted. That's right, I snuck into your house and took pictures of all your painted work when you weren't looking. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I put out a call to action asking people to send me pictures of their painted HeroQuest miniatures, and I got a lovely spattering, a variety of such pictures that kind of cover a myriad of techniques and different paints used and things like that, not all of which were shared with me in detail, but I do have the images, and that's what we're going to look at today. That is this video. This is the video where we look at your painted HeroQuest miniatures. Now, this is the end of that event. We won't be doing this again, at least not for the near future. But keep an eye and or an ear out for the next announcement, the next call to action where I would like to see that sort of thing. And then I will accept those submissions once again to collect and prepare for a video such as this one. All right, I kind of just want to jump in, but again, this is supposed to be just casual, very candid. We're not going to be doing any judging or ranking. This isn't like the HeroQuest Quest Jam where I absolutely am judgmental. I will judge the heck out of your quest submissions. There are a variety of skill levels here, and honestly, I think as long as you can put paint onto a brush and then put that brush onto the plastic, it deserves to be here in a showcase. So pat yourself on the back if you had the bravery to come forward and submit your pictures to show to potentially the world, but to most likely just my small boat audience. The very first submission was from Samuraitrev, and this actually technically started this whole idea to push others to send me pics of their painted minis. I'm putting a link in the description below to this specific article. The Advanced HeroQuest Ultimate Project begins after 33 years, and there is a lovely backstory about Samuraitrev's experience finding Advanced HeroQuest. And it goes on for quite a ways, so there's a lot of reading you can do here if you're kind of interested in the journey. But we're starting off strong. However, we are starting off with Advanced HeroQuest, which is going to be valid for the purposes of this video. We see here the four main heroes, and just to keep myself from saying the same things over and over again, because I'm not an expert when it comes to commenting on my observations about miniatures that have been painted. I'm going to keep the commentary about the paintings to a minimum. I really just want you guys to see these paintings. I will say I really like how the warrior was painted here. I happen to just really like this color combination. That's not to say I dislike the other ones, but this guy stands out to me. The henchmen from AHQ were also painted up quite nicely. I like the different colors sort of giving you different groups. Like you could paint up the 12 miniatures in here to be from like 3 different factions or villages or whatever. Doors, and yes, many doors, many doors. Now some of the technique is shared here. Actually, this whole process is very detailed on this Board Game Geek article. But as stated here, just a bit of dry brushing over a black undercoat and they're pretty much done. And they look really good. Doors. C-47 Skaven are up next. You can't beat them. You just can't beat the C-47 Skaven. Well, technically these are the plastic miniatures that come with Advanced HeroQuest, but same difference really. Love the rat inclusion on the base here. I never actually thought of doing that. I should grab some rats and throw them on my bases. The Skaven army. Skaven in their natural habitat, a decrepit, rotting dungeon. Now we're technically getting into the C-47s, and man, yeah, I love all the Skaven sculpts so much. Skaven champions, Skaven warlord, Skaven poisoned wind globadier, Skaven specialists, the warp fire thrower team, the Skaven Gizelchis team. I actually like the concept of the Gizel team a lot. For a lot of these, you get the specific part numbers of these miniatures, so if you go hunting for them on a site like eBay, this will make it a little bit easier, assuming the seller has this information in the listing. Another one of my favorite Skaven, the Gutter Runners here, and another Gutter Runner. This sculpt smokes the Gutter Runner sculpts though. The Night Runner is even cooler. And I don't think I would have that opinion except for the paint job really sells it. We have our Clan Moors Warlord, a Clan Eshin Assassin, Clan Pestilence Plague Monk, and we just increase our power level. The Clan Scryer White Skaven Sorcerer is up next. And at the very bottom of page 1, we have one of the most badass renditions of a fireball manifesting here in the dungeon to attack the elf. That elf is cooked. He's cooked. He's done. Thank you, Samuraitrev. All right, next up we've got Byte-Size Gaming, which is on Instagram. I'll put a link to that in the description below as well. I am not currently logged into Instagram, so we are just going to check this stuff out from a respectable distance. I'm logged in on my phone, not on my PC. Is this Felix and Gotrek? We've got a Prince of Darkness, a pair of Trogoths who, well, one of which has been disemboweled. It's got an axe in its skull. Horrifying. He's gonna be okay though. My favorite thing that I'm seeing here, it later will probably be the Gotrek and Felix minis because I haven't started on that book series yet, but it's gonna be a tie between the pile of book mimics and this purple-clad sorcerer. This. Is it a bright wizard, maybe? Doubtless, it's probably being used for Balor, the fire mage. I'm kind of wondering if these two trolls are... I called them Trogoths. I don't think they were called that way back. I kind of wonder if they are enemies of Gotrek and Felix, or if these other characters are villains from the Gotrek and Felix books. Byte-Size Gaming, you'll have to let me know. Thank you, Byte-Size Gaming. Matt over on Walker Video has shared a ton of pictures. We get these lovely 360 views of each of the minis. I like this paint job, very nice and classy for the dwarf as well. I like that the runes were painted, but also the edge of the axe, not the sharp edge, but parts of the axe that I can't name because I'm not a weapons expert. I'm not an axe aficionado. Our modern barbarian, very well done. Pretty much using the box art and card art as a 100% guide, it would seem. Okay, so what paint type was used for these minis? I think it works best with the Abomination because it kind of gives off this slimy film type of look. Otherwise, if this is different from all the other minis, I like how the Abomination was represented here with its paint. It looks like it is unpleasant to the touch, which I think an Abomination should convey that feeling very much. I like the lines in between the teeth. Just well done. Orc up next, and we'll just go ahead and get through some 360s, looking at as many of these as possible in as short amount of time as we can. Whoop, that must be it. Yeah, that's... here we go. We have female goblin, skeleton. I love this skeleton sculpt a lot. I really like that they're armored. They're not just bony guys walking around a dungeon. There's nothing wrong with just a skeleton also. The skeletons are fine. In fact, I have a skeleton of my very own. Zombie, mummy. It's hard to make the mummy cool. I'm sorry. The mummy is eternally cursed with that pose. Orc is looking good, looking all right. Continuing on through this. Whoops, I think I'm clicking too fast. We have the male elf sculpt here. Somewhere around here, eventually, I should run into the warlock. I like your take on the giant wolf, actually. It's cool to see it with white fur. Nice. That's really nice. I like this one. Sinestra. You don't see too many painted Sinestras. Is it just me? Are they actually like all over the place and I just don't see them? Definitely doing the characters justice. Furniture. Oh, that's nice. It's nice to see furniture paint ups. Yeah, because they are just as easy to customize and make your own as the heroes are. You have just as much infinite possibility to do your own take on the furniture as you do the heroes. And I don't know that people take enough advantage of that. Brilliant weapons rack. Really like that weapons rack take. Mine is slightly warped from how I've been storing things in the box. Oh, it's like that actually. Yeah. Alchemist's bench. Quite lovely, quite lovely. The tomb, which really didn't need a lot of painting. It looks like it just got some dry brushing. Really good. Yeah, big fan. Big fan. The throne, we decided to go very ornate with the throne. I can respect that decision. It should be, it's a throne. It should be very ornate. We have the treasure chests that came with, keeps doing that. The elf quest pack. Fireplace. I've seen all kinds of stuff done with this center part of the fireplace here. There's always like a picture, or some people have tried to put like a mirror, which I think is what's supposed to be going on here. I like the intention of having the glow on the rock behind the fire. The lighting is taken into account when painting the adjacent parts. It's hard to do an ogre wrong. Blue hair, I like the take. Hell yeah. Yellow hair, this one's kind of like Dog the Bounty Hunter. I've painted probably 3 goblins and 2 orcs, and I don't think I've painted any of my modern heroes. All 4 of my classic heroes are painted, And these ogres are making statements. One skeleton, one of every of my classic miniatures from the base game are painted. I need to paint more. Absolutely 100% need to paint more. I think I'm ready to paint more, is the thing. Portcullis, representation of a door. Wanted to show this off for sure. The doors that are overtaken by Groot. Rat skull, really done well done rat skull. Glued to the top, fixed to the top of the cabinet. Actually, that's a good idea. I should do the same thing with mine. I haven't done anything with my rats and my skulls. I'm hunting for my darling warlock and I don't see her. She's got to be around here somewhere. But we will move on to the next one. Thank you very much, Matt, for showing your pics. This is from David Clark of Alfric HQ fame. This is quite zoomed out, but we have an entire Beastman Minotaur army, and this is metal. This is so metal. We've got some basing on this. We've got this looks like kit bashing. Is this an actual official model from way back, or is this the Minotaur from? I think this is from Warhammer Quest's 1995 box or the FT01 toy box. That's been modified to be completely under the influence of Slaanesh. Yeah, no, I just reread the email. These are conversions. This is awesome. I'm enamored with miniature number 1. But we do move on. Now I can tell these guys are all from that specific line when they were producing these Minotaurs. But like these bottom two, what are they from? Is this another one that's just been converted? I could believe that. This one I'm not sure of though. What's he from? Really cool to see even more versions of these guys though. I know that officially we've got one with a club and we've got one with an axe. Really cool to see these conversions. I gotta know the origin of this one though, right here, second from the left. Good job, David. Thank you for sending me those. Thank you. Next up, these are from Jeremy. What you are looking at here is secret doors from LB Studios. I never did learn if it was supposed to be LB Studios or Pound Studios. Why would it be Pound? Well, why would it not be? Open to doors. They have a random memory that I want to share that has nothing to do with what you're seeing on the screen, really, but like the exact color of the stone here and these vines and the way that the paint goes in between the cracks and the fact that you can see all of these cracks in the door's frame here reminds me of when I was a kid. My mom and I would dig around in the yard because the yard of the house that we lived in at the time is a very old house, and the house next door was a very old house, and there was a ton of like pottery, like a ton of ceramic stuff buried in the yard. It was just all over the yard. If you dug, you would find sometimes a little chip off of a pot or a bowl or a plate or something. Sometimes you would find bottles. Sometimes you would find stuff that was more intact, and you could find enough pieces to kind of put together also. I don't know why we did it. I was like 4 years old, but something about this combination visually is just taking me back to that. I don't know why. I guess I do know why. Anyway, let's close the door on those memories. I've always liked these particular models from LB Studios. I think they make nice additions if you're going to 3Dify your board. Pile of skulls and lantern here. Okay, getting back to the actual HeroQuest, I like the addition of the moss on the sides of the tomb. It could also just be patina. Patina? That's another one of those words I haven't... Okay, patina. Sounds like Latina. Speaking of, I guess this could also be guacamole. Kind of hungry. Ooh, I like where this one's going. Oh, that is so cool how you painted that. Although I guess this is actual shadow, right? Is this actual shadow, or did you paint that too? It's got to be actual shadow, right? But like, I'm not crazy, right? You did paint the light effect of the candle here, right? If this is also paint, that's crazy immersive. This is the bleakest fireplace I've ever seen. You are going to encounter this specific fireplace in a game of Advanced HeroQuest because it's forgotten. I like it. I really dig it. Next up, we have Bookshelf, complete with Rat Skull. Here's the continuation of the statue from Jungles of Delthrak. I like seeing these painted up. I really like the plinths and statues that we've been getting in the newer expansions. The night ones from Rise of the Dreadmoon and this one here. I don't know what to call this. Wizard, old man, something. I think these lend a lot to the atmosphere of the game. A lot. And again, really like how the effect of the light was painted onto the model. I love that effect. I think I said I was not going to comment on the painting so much, but it's not really a commentary about the skill or anything. I'm just pointing out things that I like. I really like the simplicity of this layout, but the words on the book are really well done, and I like the symbols on here as well. Cheers for that. Another viewpoint. Not a Kilroy was here. A Kilroy was here reference. Now that's patina on the bronze of the scales here. Or you could argue that it's whatever's in this green bottle, but I'm gonna say it's the natural oxidation of the bronzing in the dungeon over time. Kilroy agrees with me, don't you, Kilroy? This is pretty boss. It's like closed door under the influence of one of the Chaos Gods. Actually, very fun. I like that. And yeah, again, the runes are glowing. The light effect has been applied around the runes. I'm sold. Love what you've done with the place. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you very much. All right, this next one is from Q Josh, who has kept all of his cardboard slag. I respect that. Oh, somebody lost their tongue. Everything is painted. This is an achievement. Achievement unlocked. Entire base set painted. It's not just the base set, though. We have a collage of the other sets painted. I would believe you if you told me that he 100% painted everything, because as far as I could tell, well, all the jungle stuff is definitely here, and man, the color choices for these guys is super bold. I dig it, though. I really like what you've done with the treasure pile piece. And the boss monsters here, our giant monkey. All creature is monkey. Don't correct me. We are monkey too. You either return to monkey or you become crab. Snake, I like your snake. Kind of gives me Shenlong vibes, if I'm being honest. Your cultists, I can't see them well enough, but they are awesome. Really like the cultist sculpts in Avalon Hill's HeroQuest. The cultists are great. Big thanks to Josh, and then we are going into the Discord. So what I did was, if you're new to the Discord, if you haven't joined yet, or if you have, whatever the case may be, I'm just going to explain it from the beginning. The Discord is limited. I don't like Discord in general because it has so little protections. There are so many ways to exploit it and get people's accounts. It's pretty ridiculous. As a platform, I feel there are things that they could do way better. There's a Discord lookalike called Gilded that I haven't used in a long time, but as soon as it became on my radar, I mean, I'm talking 3 years ago, it had every feature that Discord had, plus most of the Nitro features that Discord had, and it was just completely free. It's almost better in every single way, or at least it was, but I'm established in Discord, on and with Discord, so with Discord I will stay. Gilded was objectively better. I don't know if it still is. Anyway, my own server, for various reasons, I've decided to put on a sort of lockdown. So if you join my Discord, you only have access to the news channels, the stuff that you can't post in, like the videos posting, things like that. A landing page where you can talk, but you can't post images. And currently, a channel called Mini Painting Monday. If you happen to be a YouTube member or a Patreon subscriber, then I know that you're a real person, and by virtue of simply having your Patreon or your YouTube linked to Discord, you'll have the benefit of seeing the full server. There's more than 30 channels in the server. This is not me trying to sell you the Discord. This is just me saying, if you join to look for this stuff, it's not going to be there as of the time of this video because I'm locking it down again. But if you've joined it in the past or you are planning to join, that's what you can expect. You're only going to have access to one channel. And if you talk in that channel to kind of prove you're a real person, and you stick around and you contribute to discussions, or you come up with discussions of your own, I will consider you to be a valuable member of the community, and I will give you the role that will basically grant you access to the rest of the server. You don't have to be a patron or a YouTube member to get it. That's just a fast track, because what scam bot is going to subscribe to one of my paid platforms and then join my channel to scam other people? It's not going to happen. Anyways, I decided to move the Mini Painting Monday channel up into the public-facing view for all to see, and this is what we have. So this is from Mr. Big B. I know that this matches the card art for this character, the Druid halfling, but it's giving me strong Eloy vibes from Horizon Zero Dawn. Nothing wrong with that, of course. These might be my favorite ogres ever, of any ogres that I've ever seen. I don't think, one thing that I think Avalon Hill could really do, and I might be on some wild drugs. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen painted miniatures officially, like the way the Games Workshop, and I don't want to compare the two. I'm not doing that, but I want to use them as a reference real quick. Games Workshop puts out painted versions of absolutely every mini. You look on the back of their boxes, they've got painted miniatures. They want to sell you a miniature, you'll never see the base color. It's painted everywhere. It isn't until you've opened a box for a Warhammer, any variety, any setting, and then you see the plain sprues, then you're like, oh, okay. Why did I expect it to have color on it? This looks like it could be Games Workshop miniatures. I mean, the aesthetic is obviously not Games Workshop, but it looks like that sort of level of painting. Breaking my rule that I set for the expectation I set at the beginning of the video, again, because I'm talking about skill now, but this just, it strikes me as like professional. I would pay to have my miniatures look like this. Well, no, first I would try really hard to learn to paint like this, but if I were on some sort of time crunch or I really needed my miniatures painted, then I would pay for this though. All right, I'm eager to see what else we have. We have a Famir. We're going classic. And this sculpt was not in HeroQuest, but the Famir did have other sculpts. They did have a lot of other kinds of Famir and Miargs, however you say that one. The spell casting lizard men. Lizard women? I think the Miargs were supposed to be female. I don't know Famir lore. I just know that they've got some sketchy lore that I do know about, and that's why they don't exist anymore. Still though, that's really cool. Dynamic pose. It's hard as heck to get a non-HeroQuest Famir sculpt, so I admire them when I see them. We have our dwarf here. This is one of the Slayer sculpts, isn't it? He's a fool Slayer. Venom is, I feel, he provides a great opportunity to paint in a really creative, awesome, metal, badass way. So I really applaud seeing Venom paints. I've given the Venom sculpt a lot of flack in the past. It's only because I want to see big dragons. I want to see large dragons. I want my lizards to be big old boys with big old teeth. But there's nothing wrong with the sculpt, really. In a vacuum, it's great. It's just a little small. It's just kind of a small guy. He only takes up one tile. But you know, if he got off that column and if he wasn't so dynamically posed and if he was on the ground in an attacking pose, he could take up easily like 4 to 6 tiles. Okay, we have our Witchlord sculpt from the Mythic, and we have the Dread Sorcerer female variant from the Mythic, which is also available in a couple of the newer expansions, the newer takes on the Mythic expansions. I really like the color scheme for the Witchlord here. I've never really been sold on this sculpt in particular. I kind of think it this might sell me on the sculpt because now it makes a lot of the details more evident, but it's not one of my favorites. It might be one of my least favorite sculpts in the broad spectrum of contemporary HeroQuest sculpts. But this is a good way to paint it. I'm never not gonna love Chaos Warriors. They could be completely unpainted and I'm still gonna simp for them. They are the most awesome things about HeroQuest. And that extends to the Dread Warriors of the contemporary. The Dread Warriors look awesome. They convey all of the might and danger and raw power of the Chaos Warriors of old. Our Mentor sculpt, there he is. Mentor, I'm not above suspecting that you are actually Zargon. I'm not above it. It's a great Mentor. Great orcs, actually, the choice to give them eyes. There's something about this orc that has a lot of life and a lot of charm to it that I don't see with other orc paints. Bold, I like it. I really like it. Love the details on the axe as well. Oh, hello there. Custom Mini, Custom Spirit Queen. Thank you, Mr. Big B. We're moving on now to Rudolph 666. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with painting your Dread Sorcerer this way. This I feel is a tradition. There's no such thing as a wrong paint job for Chaos Warriors. You can't paint them wrong. If you're going to impress me, then you're gonna need to paint them any way you want. Absolutely any combination of paints, any order, any piece painted any color, any kind of paint, any quality. They're all, you can't uncool them. You can't. Our undead here, pictured with our orc. Textures on bases. Give me more of that. Actually, that's one of the sins of mine. I don't have anything going on with the bases of the miniatures I have painted, and I hate that. Like, I really, not for other people. I don't hate seeing other people not finish their bases. I hate how mine look without anything going on their bases. Bam, we've got doors. Bam, we've got a gargoyle. This is from El Vioer. Should actually point out. Thank you, Rudolph, for your submissions to my efforts here. This is El Vioer with the doors here and with the gargoyle here, this pile of rocks. Now see, that's something I could do with my base, because I don't necessarily want to add stuff to it like texture or flocking or anything. I don't really want to do that with my bases, but I don't really want them to just be a single color either. I don't know yet. I might do the single color if I want to keep the faction coloring kind of close to what it was, but this is a cool idea. This is a really cool idea. Like what you've done with the wings. All right, we've got our goblins. They all look really good. It's really hard to uncharmify a goblin. Big goblin fan here. Love the goblin ladies in the new edition as well. Unicorn. This is a dangerous unicorn. What? Where did you get that from? Probably say in the comment. It does not say. It does not say. These guys look pretty cool. Spectres and Dreadwraith. I've heard that if you use inks, that's the best way to go for painting these guys, because they have their translucency and you can kind of retain some of that. I've seen some really cool paint jobs with Spectres and Dreadwraith. This included. And you still have that ethereal sort of feeling when you see them. That's it for El Vioer. Thank you. This is from Justin Pollitt. Abominations. You know, you could really do whatever you want with the abominations too. Complete bronze, Dread Warrior. A little bit of this little bit of putty to put between the model and like a cap on something, and then you don't have to buy that really expensive Citadel model holder or any Temu model holders or anything. You're good to go. This is pretty close to how I painted my Orc Lady as well. Thank you for providing your undead army. I see some Sigmarian warriors back here. What can I call these guys? If they make an appearance in HeroQuest, we have to rename them. They are Rain-Forged... Torrent sounds better. Torrent-Forged Ever Warriors. These are from David Gibb. We have a mixture of stuff going on here. We've got some HeroQuest, old version, new version, and HeroQuest Advanced. So I really like this. This one on the left is probably my favorite version of this door. More awesome versions of the weapons racks. Yes. Continue painting the weapons racks. Oh, we have multiple tombs here. 3 tombs. I guess, yeah, because one's old and then one's new and then one's from one of the expansions of the new, and then back here we've got basically the elven version of this furniture piece, also from a new expansion. Here are our wood pieces, sans the torture rack. Here are the elven versions of the wood pieces, looking exquisite and viney, as you might expect. All the trinkets on our cabinet, all individually painted. Our fireplace, we have a portrait of a king up here. I've seen some people paint stuff up here, and I've seen people also take a photograph of something very, very tiny and paste it up there. And you can have all kinds of like memorials and just tributes and things to put up there. I think it's really nice. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We're looking at some behind the scenes here. Actual paintings. I appreciate that a lot. Collection. We've actually got the plastic parts of these painted. I can respect that. This right here, the Alchemist bench, this version of it that comes with the one of the elf expansions, it is my favorite version of this furniture piece, bar none. I love all of them, of course, including the ones that have had the candlesticks snapped off. This is a great way to mitigate that appearance. Go ahead and paint them, and then just paint it as though the candles have melted down. I mean, that's your only option, really, but it works. We have more, and this includes these lovely statues on their plinths. Love those. Bit of a video to show the LED underneath on this one. I appreciate that. That's super cool. Some fog for effect. Come on. That's cool. That's really cool. Because that's translucent, I feel it was a given from the get-go when I saw that was going to be used with LEDs and such for effect, and I'm glad it was. I think we need more translucent pieces. I really like how the crystal ball looks on this. The ponderous orb on this desk, that looks so cool. It's pretty. It's so pretty. Moving on. We're done with that batch, and next up we've got some heroes. Yeah, what am I looking at? Are these? Can't tell what they're from. Are they from Talisman 4th edition? These guys aren't. They're rogues. They are HeroQuest rogues. What are you from, my friend? You look awesome. Little grizzled warrior on a square base. Oh, look at these guys. The Unicorn Knights. Yeah, are they Bretonnian? It seemed like a Bretonnian trend to have this ornate plate armor, and then on your helmet you just have this ridiculous, huge, obvious sculpture of a creature of some sort. I really like it. Whether it's a unicorn or a griffin or a dragon or manticore, what have you, a lion, they all look really cool. All right, cool. This guy, he had to take a couple of downers before getting into battle, and I think he popped one too many. Cavalcade of barbarians. Cavalcade of Conans. A bevy of barbarians. There's our first light barbarian. He's pissed. He's like, whoa. One eye was looking at me, the other one was looking at Rick James. I had to make that reference. I'm sorry. It's not bashing the eye placement. Eyes are hard. Eyes are hard. Goblins! Who's this? This is still David. This is awesome. Goblins. Yes, night goblins. Yeah, Warhammer Quest, night goblins. Give me your goblins. Give me new goblins. Very good. Very good. All right. The orcs covered in chains. There we go. Classic Famir. First one I've seen so far. There might have been other classics in the past ones. I just skipped them accidentally. Giant wolves. The wizard. Actually love the darker tones on the classic wizard, and this kit bashed skull. Awesome. Or is that not? That's a wizard conversion. Okay, and he's being used as a necromancer. Very good, actually. Lovely. The mummies. I like the pose of the female mummies a lot. It's a lot every time I put these guys on the board, it doesn't matter what game they're from. They could be new HeroQuest, old HeroQuest. Dark World has got the same sort of problem. When you put a mummy on the board, everybody at the table does this sort of fake opera singing because that's what it looks like the mummy is doing. They're like, oh, look at him. And it happens every single time with each new party, and in between games if it's been long enough with repeat parties. Badass skeletons wearing badass armor. Old skeletons wielding scythes. They had such teeth. They were just full of teeth. Gross looking zombies. Oh god, these guys must be from a different part of maybe Warhammer Quest. Are they Warhammer Quest zombies? He's got the noose attached. Undead Witch King. There he is. And one more, this time adapting the barbarian pose. I want to see the barbarian and this guy pointing at each other. These are from Fubar Jr. And yeah, one more. Thank you very much to David. That was a lot of submissions and that was really cool. It was a journey you took us on. Fubar Jr. These are all the first light sculpts. I think these are my favorite versions of the first light sculpt paint jobs, actually. The elf looks beautiful. Her color scheme is great. The dragon is really, really cool. It looks like eyes were put into the wings through the paint, which is a really cool choice. Yeah, something about the almost pastel look of everything sells me 100%. Now we're moving on to our ogres. All the ogres are here. All of the ogre doors are here. Our ogre throne is here. All of our specialists. Monk. This is a cool monk. I like this guy. This is a cool monk too. She's nice. All right, we got doors. We've got doors. Loving the chaos going on with this one. Top right, its energy is off the charts. We have our ogre throne, which I'm so mad because I can't put the actual ogre in the throne. Yeah, love this collection here. That elf, I want better pictures of this elf. She's just so nice. And this dragon, and I would like to see more. I would actually like to see closer pictures of all 5 of these sculpts. I think at first Indy was not going to post anything, and I think happily she was gently pressured into submitting. Thank you, Fubar, very much for those pictures. And we're going to take a look at Indy's dragon from First Light, a vastly different take. And I want to say these were done with the acrylic marker pens. Am I right? These look very similar to the colors I used with my older HeroQuest miniatures, and I believe I used acrylic marker pens. paint pens, what I need to call them, I think. You know what I mean, whatever. That's all we get from Indy, but thank you very much for sharing your miniatures. This dragon naturally has this sort of metallic sheen to it, so it's cool to see people kind of taking advantage of it or leaning into it when they decide to paint it. More pictures from Rudolph, this time of orcs of various colors. I'm liking this single blue orc. And we're just about done. We are actually at our last submitter. This is Karn. And what a fantastic note to end this video on, because this painter has got Loki's giant book of sci-fi battle maps in the background, which I learned about just the other day when these pictures were posted, and I asked about this. Sadly, only the last like 6 pages have got these hex squares. Hex, wow, Ash. Hold on, we're gonna coffee through this one. These hex spaces, and after looking at the book, I fear that they're probably too small for what I would like to do with them. Oh Loki, why can't you come out with a book that's all hexes? Maybe such a book exists and somebody can point me in the right direction, whether it's from Loki or another creator. I would love to have a book of map boards to play Underworlds on, but the reason that I'm so excited about this is because there are Underworlds sculpts in the photos to come, so I've been really digging Underworlds lately, and I immediately recognize these guys as Ephelium's Pandemonium and Ephelium. It's the E-Boys Pandemonium, and it's a bunch of Tzeentch dudes. It's just a bunch of Tzeentch dudes, and I'm all about Tzeentch. We have a cultist in the middle who evidently is the reason for all of these coming into existence. I think that's a fantastic idea. Having your cultists painted to represent the chaos gods of Warhammer, and then bringing Warhammer into your contemporary HeroQuest game using these Age of Sigmar sculpts. Which, of course, there's a few sculpts that are like, that's definitely Age of Sigmar, but you could probably pass off a lot of these as the old world if you were wanting to combine your contemporary HeroQuest with an old world theme, which is very, very difficult to do using any of the Games Workshop old world sculpts because they kind of have their own aesthetic, their own scale and all of that. Age of Sigmar pairs very, very well with HeroQuest, but if you don't like the Age of Sigmar setting, you could say any of these guys are from the old world. I don't think there would be any concrete evidence to prove you wrong. I don't think anybody who's sitting down to play a game of HeroQuest would be lore lawyery enough to say, no, you're not from the old world. They're definitely from Age of Sigmar. I don't think they would care. I think it would just be really cool to have them. Is this the thrice full Discord? I think these, no. Oh, this guy looks like a keeper of secrets back here. He's not nearly big enough, but this is a Dread Pageant. We move on, and I think this is Kagra's Ravagers. I think that's Kagra, right? So these warbands, I think, are from the one of the Grand Alliance warband boxes, the ones for Chaos, if I'm not mistaken. You can, of course, get them individually. You can have obtained them from the past Underworld seasons, core boxes, or warband expansions, but they're way more accessible in their new Grand Alliance boxes, although they don't come with the first edition fighter. I'm gonna nerd out about Underworlds. I can't do that. Very nice to see these. Very, very cool to see these. They absolutely will HeroQuest, even if they do encroach into other spaces sometimes on the larger bases. Yes, please, more. Give me more. Give me more. We have our Skaven from Emberguard. Yes. Really, really love this one. In the wheel with the drill. They're all so great. They're great. And then, here are our Chaos Dwarves making a triumphant return as the, what are they called? The Horns of the Bull or something. They're from the Emberguard expansion. Spitewood. I have the Blood of the Bull. I have them right here, actually, because I'm getting ready to do my Spitewood video. Chaos Dwarfs, man. They made a return after all these years. And here they are, back in HeroQuest. This goblin is awesome, by the way. He's tucked away. I would like to see a close-up of the goblin. Sigmar's Stormcast Eternals. I'm totally fine with their inclusion in HeroQuest. I would 100% write rules for them to be in it, but they're so strong, and I think that they would just take over a scene. So, like, best to have them as like NPCs or guest characters that you're trying to help or bring with you, like Sir Ragnar or something, because they're very strong. And then we have what is evidently a Warcry warband. And then HeroQuest. And finally, my darling Warlock, who was painted up to look absolutely macabre. She is beautiful. I can't see her very well, which is a crime, but from what I can see, she's quite lovely. So we're going to end on this note, and also a big thank you to Karn for showing me these photos, showing everybody these photos. Thank you to everybody who participated in this this nice little get-together photo showing extravaganza. I guess it's only fair if I show you my painted minis as well. At this point in time, I can't remember what models I did with what techniques, so I'm just going to tell you they're either going to be speed paints or they're going to be acrylic paint markers, maybe a combination of both. The majority of them I think were speed paints. I have one box, I've got like the starter box of speed paints, and that's it, which I think I've got like a total of 30 in that box. So there might be several different versions or whatever, and I think they're the Speed Paints 2.0. I named this one. Her name is Rosa. It's Rosa Teeth. It's spelled R-O-W-Z-A, just in case you needed to. Wouldn't be an Ash video unless I was throwing stuff on the ground. This is my wonderful little pal. His name is Sheffy. Appears in my Dirt Cheap Dungeon videos. Dies almost immediately. Another goblin I'm pretty fond of. Really like what I did with the place here. This is what I'm talking about. I hate these bases so much. The bases are fine. I hate my paint on the bases. I need to do something about that. Here we have my abomination. I decided to make this one a sickly greenish yellow with a little bit of purple mixed in. That's what I decided to do. I don't love the colors, actually, but I figured I could have one that looks a little bit sickly like that, and I could paint the rest of them green, and maybe paint one or two of them different colors to represent different things. My favorite of all is going to be the metallics I put on this also lightly washed Dread Warrior. The only real splash of color he got was in his cape. I love red, and I loved painting his cape this deep red, and I think he looks awesome. Yep, gonna toot my horn about that one. He's pretty cool. Also, we got a little bit of blood, which is all dried up, so it's darker on the end of his mace, his pummeling tool, his instrument of punishment and death by punishment, and punishment by death. That's it. That's it for this episode. It was a long one. I figured it would probably be about this long. Thank you very much for coming with me on this journey. I hope you had a good time. If you want to participate in something like this in the future, let me know, but don't send me any pictures unless you're wanting to join the Discord and just share your pictures, which is totally fine to do anytime, 365 days a year. Not the 366th day if it's a leap year. No, that day is reserved for Tzeentch alone. But as far as another showcase video like this one, well, we'll see how well this one does. The main goal here is to inspire people, because quite a few people who sent these pictures in did say that they weren't good at painting, and I don't think that I am good at painting, but I don't really think that it's about being good at painting. I think it's about looking at your miniatures and saying, I would rather they have a splash of color of some kind, and then painting if it gives you joy. And that's what I did with these guys. This guy brings me a lot of joy. I don't necessarily think he has a good paint job. He's not like Games Workshop levels of expert or anything like that, but I really like what I did with him. And these were the first miniatures I'd ever really painted. I didn't do anything before this. I haven't done anything after, but that's because of priorities. So yeah, just get some color on these guys and throw them on the table. And don't be worried about them looking good or bad or anything. The fact that they're painted at all means that you did something. Alright guys, thank you very much for your kind attention. I will see you in the next exciting adventure. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you very much to all the people who provided their paintings for this one. That's the meat and potatoes of the whole video. So bravo guys, bravo. Everybody give a round of applause for these guys. I will see you in the next one. Until then, onward.